Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a kind and gentle giraffe named Grace. Grace was tall and graceful, with a long neck that could reach the highest leaves on the tallest trees. But despite her beauty and kindness, Grace felt very lonely. She wanted friends to share her days with, but because of her height and size, she found it hard to make any. One day, as Grace wandered through the forest, she came across a group of playful squirrels gathering acorns. With a hopeful smile, Grace bent down and asked, "Hello, would you like to be my friends?" The squirrels looked up at Grace, but one of them shook its head and said, "We're sorry, Grace, but you're too tall to climb the trees with us. We're afraid you might knock down our homes." Feeling sad but determined, Grace continued her journey. Soon, she spotted a family of rabbits hopping merrily in the meadow. She approached them and asked, "Hello, little rabbits. Would you like to be my friends?" The rabbits paused and looked at Grace, but the eldest rabbit sighed and said, "We'd love to be friends, but you're so big you might accidentally step on our burrow. We're sorry, Grace." Grace nodded, her heart sinking a little, but she didn't give up. She knew there were many animals in the forest, and she was sure she could find a friend. As she walked further, she reached a sparkling pond where a group of frogs were happily leaping from lily pad to lily pad. Grace bent her long neck and asked, "Hello, frogs. Would you like to be my friends?" The frogs croaked in chorus, and one of them replied, "We're sorry, Grace, but you can't jump like us. We need friends who can hop from pad to pad with us." Grace sighed deeply, feeling more alone than ever. She wondered if she would ever find a friend who didn't mind her height or size. Days turned into weeks, and Grace kept looking for friends, but everywhere she went, she heard the same thing. "You're too tall, you're too big, you don't fit in." Grace began to wonder if she was destined to be alone forever. One day, as Grace was walking sadly through the forest, she noticed that the usually peaceful animals were in a state of panic. Birds flew frantically through the air, the squirrels scurried up the trees, and the rabbits hid in their burrows. Even the frogs leaped into the pond and disappeared underwater. Grace quickly approached a frightened deer and asked, "What's happening? Why is everyone so scared?" The deer trembled as it answered, "A fierce lion has come into our forest and he's been scaring and chasing everyone. We don't know what to do." Grace's heart filled with concern for her fellow animals. She knew she had to do something, but what could she do? The lion was known to be strong and feared by everyone. Just then, Grace spotted the lion prowling through the trees, growling and frightening the smaller animals. Summoning all her courage, Grace stepped forward and called out to the lion, "Excuse me, Mr. Lion, please stop scaring everyone. We can all live in peace if we treat each other kindly." The lion turned his piercing eyes toward Grace and let out a loud roar. "Who are you to tell me what to do? You're just a tall, awkward giraffe. Stay out of my way." But Grace didn't back down. She stood tall and brave, her heart full of determination. "I may be tall and awkward, but I care about my friends in this forest. If you continue to threaten them, I will have to stop you." The lion laughed mockingly, but Grace didn't flinch. Instead, she used her long legs and strong neck to push the lion back, away from the frightened animals. The lion was taken by surprise. No one had ever stood up to him before. After a brief struggle, he realized that Grace's strength was greater than he had expected. Defeated, the lion turned and ran out of the forest, leaving the animals in peace. As the lion disappeared into the distance, the animals slowly came out of their hiding places. They gathered around Grace, their eyes wide with amazement and gratitude. The squirrels chattered excitedly, the rabbits hopped up and down, and the frogs croaked joyfully. "You saved us, Grace," the deer exclaimed. "We were so wrong about you. We thought you were too different to be our friend, but you are just the friend we needed." The squirrels climbed up Grace's neck. The rabbits hopped around her legs, and even the frogs leaped onto her back. The animals cheered and thanked her, realizing that her size, once seen as a problem, was actually a gift. From that day on, Grace was never lonely again. She became the beloved friend and protector of all the animals in the forest. They learned that true friendship isn't about being the same. It's about caring for one another and appreciating the unique strengths that each of us brings. And so, Grace the giraffe lived happily with her many friends, knowing that she was loved just the way she was.
For a love story, true friendship is not about being the same, but about caring for one another and appreciating each other's unique qualities. Differences can be strengths, and by embracing them, we can be